Hi guys, Tom Morrison here, and today we're going to talk about how to fix your posture forever. We are creatures of habit, and literally everything that we do has an effect on our resting posture. If you consistently lean to one side, or always sit with one leg crossed and never cross the other, or have a desk job that just leaves you sat like this all day, then you're going to carry that over to your resting posture and how your body feels. I'm not aiming to scaremonger you. For the most part, you are probably fine. But whenever we start to carry over these slight muscle imbalances over to the world of strength training or running, that is where you're going to start to notice things getting tight and maybe causing injury long term. Imagine working out all the time and never getting the real benefits of it because of these slight twists and turns that your body has. You can't actually use the muscles in the correct way. There are quite a few things that you need to work on, which are included in the Simplistic Mobility Method, but today I want to give you one major concept that you can apply to your training right away. First, let's take a look at a lateral hip shift. This is a recipe for back pain and an absolute disaster for training. So everything that you do will literally be wrong because you're not sitting in the right position. So deadlifts are a no-no, squats are a no-no, and can you imagine running in this position? Not going to be too good. Yes, there are stretches that you need to do, but the most important thing is that you're aware of it and that you can start to train yourself out of this position. So I'm going to help Jenny do this exercise today, but if you don't have a partner or someone that even knows what they're doing, set up your phone in a position that helps you to see yourself from the front. So it's very important that you're actually able to see what's going on because it may not feel that way to you. So what you're doing and what you're actually doing is two very different things going by feeling. So what Jenny's going to do is a pull-off press, but how she does it is very important. So say she had a lateral hip shift, so she sends her hip out to the side a little bit like that. If she was just to do the pull-off press like that, she is basically cementing that position. She is training herself to stay like this. So it's very important that she brings the hip to the side and then thinks about bracing, almost thinks about trying to do a plank before she even does the exercise. Squeezes the glutes, has a wee bit of a soft bend in the knees, and then starts to go through the exercise, okay? If you do have this lateral hip shift, whenever you do one side or the other side, it may feel extremely hard compared to the other side. So you want to train yourself to go forwards and backwards, and the band is irrelevant. So the pull-off press basically is trying to pull you this way the whole time, and you're just resisting against that. So you're training your core to work in this position. So you do this both directions. So if Jenny turns around the other way, same thing, and you want to make sure that the hips are locked into this position. So like I said, if you do have that lateral hip shift, you may find that you feel this harder on one side, and the way to correct that, if you just turn around again, Jenny, is just to do more reps on the side that you find that you struggle with more. So it can go either way. If the hips are like that, you may feel stronger here, you may feel stronger there. It doesn't really matter. If you feel like you're struggling on one side compared to the other side, then spend more time on that side. The main thing is that you film yourself, or you see that the hips are actually square on. So right now I can actually see that Jenny is starting to rotate this way a wee bit on me, so you really want to fight against that. So anytime you're doing this exercise, to get the actual benefits of it, be really, really rigid with your posture. Just think about where everything's sitting and what you want to achieve with this exercise. After doing this, record yourself doing deadlifts, doing squats, doing lunges. See if you are making a change to all of the movements that you like to train. Same thing with the shoulders. If your shoulders are rounded forward, it is really going to hinder your overhead position. So what you want to do is, again, learn how to set them in the right position and train the muscles in that way. So if we can see that the shoulders are rounded like this, then that is what we're going to train ourselves out of. So if Jenny stands to the side for me, you can see this. So if the shoulders are rounded forward, anyone can pretty much do this. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and then let them drop. And that's where you want to train them to stay. So it may feel more of an effort to you at the moment, but if you do this exercise enough times, it will start to feel more natural to you, and you'll gradually start to creep. So say you're really, really rounded forward at the minute, you know, after a week you might be a little bit back, and after another week a little bit back, and after another week a little bit back, and then after another week you'll be awesome. So what we want to do is train ourselves, like I said, in this good position. So Jenny's going to use the band again. Set yourself up in a lunge position because this locks the hips into place, so you don't really need to worry about them. Then what she's going to do is roll her shoulders up, back, and down first. Make sure they're set into this position. And again, if you film yourself from the side so you can see this, if you're doing the exercise with the shoulders rounded forward, so if you just pull back, so Jenny still can pull the band, but that's just going to train this position, and that's not what we want. So she's going to roll those shoulders up, back, and down, and then she's going to work on pulling back and squeezing here. So she's going to pull back, squeeze nice and tight, hold that position, and then turn her head left and right. So what we're doing here is trying to relax the neck and the traps and train the rhomboids to really work into feeling this position position, and that is what's going to change your resting posture. So she goes again, back, and then pulls back. So start your sessions with this, finish your sessions with this. Do this as often as possible until you notice a lasting change, guys, okay? So again, pull back, squeeze, and make sure you don't get lazy. As Jenny would start to get fatigued, she'll probably start to want to cheat and creep back into that forward posture again, and that is what you're fighting against the whole time. So again, if you're going to do these exercises, make sure you're getting the most out of them, because we have to admit they're not very fun, but the benefits of them are totally worth the effort, guys. If you're really ruthless with this stuff for a while, you will save yourself countless hours later on having to fix yourself later. If you work on it now, it will be done and all of your training will be better. Plus, if you know what feels right, then you know what feels wrong, so whenever things start feeling funky again, you're going to have a better idea of it. This is the secret to good injury prevention. If you want to go all in now and work on everything together, then I highly recommend that you get the Simplistic Mobility Method. All of the things that we have explained in this video are covered, and you have all of the exercises in your toolbox. So head over to tommorrison.uk to have a look.